So, I've already been extending the Iceland's boat route a fair bit, so traditionally it's only extended it to here, and so basically linking to my boat, my ice farm, but I'm going to try and extend it all the way to my flower farms, which are around here. I'm actually on a different client to usual, so the map isn't as filled in as usual. Anyhow, I guess we should stop dawdling and get to work. Something I like to do is, when building a canal, I have the render distance set to 2 chunks so that I can immediately notice, so that I can easily set the markers up so that everyone can always see them. Because if I have a longer render distance, well, how am I supposed to tell if a player on a lower render distance can see what I can see each marker? I want the canal system to be as accessible as possible. So let's dig out the channel here, and that means going through here. Good thing I've got a bucket, so I can quickly fill everything in. And whenever I build a cutting like this, I tend to place a marker on both sides at both ends. Because normally you can just sort of go wherever, but with a cutting I tend not to make them wider than I really need to. My reasoning here is, when it's 4 meters wide, 2 boats can pretty easily pass each other. So I'll pinch a few lily pads while I'm at it. After all, boats are going to wind up causing trouble. They're just going to run over the pads, aren't they? So I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to link up with the station over here, because it's a little bit awkward. Because there's sort of a whole bunch of stuff just plopped wherever. So, not sure what the best way to approach here is. I might be easier to come in from around here or through here. Not entirely sure just yet, so... And since I'm on my... And since I haven't already filled out the map, I'll have to go ahead and do a bit of exploring. Oh, come on. Don't need your constant ducking and dancing behavior. So, because there's this big hill in the way, so I'm going to have to tunnel under it, and there's a large lake on the other side, so I want to line it up so that I'm not digging more than I have to. So I'll probably go, but on the other hand, so I'll probably... I think I'll probably go about here or so. Yeah, I think this would be for the best. But... well, we're here right now, so... may as well get to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, forgot to place the orange wall over here. So mark the beginning of the tunnel. And we begin digging. What's our... I can't use that super ability just yet. So maybe we'll... so if we're lucky we might hit level 50 by the time we're through, but... unless and until that happens, I'm just going to have to dig the old-fashioned way. So... if you can help it, you want to... I'm trying to keep the tunnel straight when I... aligned with the block grid when I can help it, because otherwise... not sure what height to plot the torches at. So... but... I'll try to keep it aligned with the block grid, because otherwise you have all these little block corners that you've got to keep the boat away from, lest it lose all its momentum because it's crashed into a wall. So it's easy to keep the... that way if you run against the edge you just smoothly slide along. Which, if the game was more realistic, would be a massive pain, because it's 1 point... oh, I forgot that in 1 point... I forgot that 1.17 changed it so that you... what's the word? Have to... what's the word? Changed it so that iron ore drops raw iron instead of the ore block itself. At least without silk touch. 1.17's been out for years now, but you'd think I'm... remember that, but apparently not. Ah, yes. There we go. Now we've got Super Breaker. So that doesn't last very long, but you know, some instant mining is better than no instant mining. It's getting dark again, it's getting dark again. Actually, the stream's compressed, so I wonder what it looks like. Just pick black. So let's light this up for everyone. And oh, that's my alarm to start streaming if you haven't, or get ready to stream if you haven't already. So, just a little cave. Not really any of our business, so I'll just head straight through. Actually, that could be a little bit of trouble. So I'll block that off. So that players don't... So that the boat doesn't try to go under it if you're grazing along the edge. Anyhow. Where are we at in the tunnel? Oh! I didn't realise I had cave mapping on. Whoops. Didn't realise I had cave mapping on. I know I've turned it off on my other client, but I evidently forgot to disable it here. Whoops. Sorry about that. Anyways, is anyone watching? Yep, someone's watching. Let me guess, NX's watching. Good. Anyways. Let's ignore that somewhat. Let's ignore that rather embarrassing incident. Actually, I'll probably have to go back and... Actually... I might have to go back and edit that so that nobody gets a sneak peek of any caves. I'm not sure if you can edit parts of a stream during, you know, the stream. So, not sure if I should end it, quickly edit it, and then start back up again, or if I should just continue until the natural end of things and fix it up after. Because that's not good. Anyways, we're on the other side of the tunnel. Yeah, certainly didn't mean it. Mean for that to happen. Anyways, on the other side, so let's get our bucket out and fill up the tunnel. Yeah. So that was not good. Anyways. Yeah, it makes more sense for the torches to be higher up. It's not really a perfect height for them, but what do you do? So, let's quickly flood the tunnel, and then I'll have to actually go back and join the tunnel with the main path. Actually, I think you can sort of see the transition from the murky swamp to, well, the not murky areas. Anyways, there we go. Let's get along. Oh. Well, there goes that lily pad, I guess. That's what I was going to do. I was going to turn my render distance back down so that I can maximize the, so that I can gauge the accessibility of the boat route. Digging has a way of cluttering your inventory, doesn't it? So let's just quickly swim along. Oop, I think I went on a bit of a detour. Oh well. Does make sense to follow the coast when you have such a short render distance. So where are we at? So probably we should probably just head straight along, and once we've got the main route in, I'll try to figure out how to connect with your slime farm, Enig. Actually, since the angle's a bit funny, I'll oops, that's too tall. Anyways, let's slowly mine this. Don't think the sword's any faster. And I didn't bring shears. So let's try not to stuff up. So if you're here, yeah, you can see that just fine. So let's, I think I'll try to still keep it in view of the, the cutting. Wrong block. Thankfully I still got the lily pad. The wool goes in the water. That's how I lay it out. That's how I do it anyways. Yeah, that's way too steep of an angle. So, let's essentially just keep this straight. Oh. Bit of a spanner. Ah, yes. So, scratch that. I'm going to have to take a bit of a detour around this island. Actually, I think I'll just do an informal cutting through here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that we can just navigate straight through. I think I'll just leave the tree and the players can navigate around that on their own. There we go. I think I'm figuring out how to get back to the knack of using the lily pads. Even though it's a small cutting, I'll mark it properly. So, like that, that. There's a torch. Torch. So, how are we going for distance? Yeah, so let's just angle this very slightly. Don't want to be losing lily pads, because like, you can get them from wandering traders easily enough, but it's a bit unpredictable when the wandering trader's going to wander on by. So I think I'll just get straight on through. It's probably a little further, whatever. So, that seems to be about it. There we go. Check our angle again. Doing good. And there we go. Oh, accidentally mined a little clay. What will I do with that? I think I'll just keep the clay. Actually, where on earth did I put where did I leave my boat? So, let me swim over. Ah, there's my boat. Inventory's full of junk. Oh, why did I drop so quickly there? That was a bit. That seemed like a bit of a weird bug. Oh, there we go. Get through the tunnel. scout ahead a bit again. I sort of know the general path I need to follow, but it'll be good to have it fully mapped out. So let's go back to 16 chunks render distance for a bit, so I can map out a bit more. I could just check the server map, but once you've got it mapped out, it's often a bit more convenient to just use an in-game map. There's my potato. So let's see. Once again, kind of following the path of the railway. So there's the So there's the yep, here's the flower farms. So let me just get to shore and wrong key. Yeah, so I'll dock off over there because underneath the terrain's a little pier you can use. So I think I'll go through the little pinks where it gets a little narrow here. Again, you don't want to be digging a diagonal like that because that creates a lot of sharp edges to get the boat stuck on, so I'll probably go from about here will probably be the shortest dig. So actually my inventory is cluttered, so the boat doesn't get picked up. So let me quickly swim back again. And see what we can do. Going over land, it's probably best to go through here because that's a steep cliff over there. Actually, the little shortcut's down that way, so it's pretty far down. Anyways, get back to swim. As far as I'm quite certain that this is just a natural village, so I'll probably just adjust the bridges a little bit to let the boat pass under. Yeah, these are planks, so I'll probably just a simple arch bridge ought to do quite nicely. So I'm hoping that the boat has not despawned by now. But yep, it's right here. Actually, got going to need the boat for a while because I need to get back to building the, whatchamacallit, the boat route. So yeah, I want to head down a little bit, so let's give plenty of notice for that. There's a pad, there's a block. There we go. Anyways, there's a lily pad, there's a 5-5. 5. Oh, there we go, picked up the lily pad. Alright, so here's the breach. So I think I'll leave the H's attached at sea level, and I'll try to build an arch. Since having no water here is going to make life difficult, I'll make sure it gets filled in as I dig, or wood chop, or however it should be put. So I'm going to have to get rid of some more junk stone. What recipe is it all about? What's that recipe all about? I don't know. All the stuff in these new versions, you know, gets a little ahead of you. Pedantry at its finest. Get rid of that because I'm going to need a workbench. In order to build my bridge. Alright. So I think I'll actually, there's no point having a completely flat section here, so I'll begin by attaching it like so. Actually, probably look a bit best if the attaching section's a little thicker than the rest, so I'll do that. 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 Actually, these can just be logs. Or planks, rather. Muddling up all the kinds of wood, aren't I? You do a blabber. Not saying words right. Not saying the right words. Whatever. I think you all understand what I'm trying to say. Oh, come on. There we go. Actually, I think I'm going to have to go a little bit up. So that I don't think is still not quite high enough. So I don't think we're really going to be able to get a nice arc on this, unfortunately. And so I don't think I'll be getting a nice arc on this bridge. I think the bridge over that way is a little longer, so might have a bit more room to play with. I'll see. Yeah. Lots of floating items, apparently. Huh! This village is just floating above nothing. There's some more wood. That's junk. So where? Ah, of course. Because I used some extra wood over there, there's none. There's not enough wood to reconstruct the bridge. Well, it's some oak trees, be it. The flower farm's in a flower forest, so that ought to be a good place to harvest a few trees. Actually, I can do it at home. So let me quickly do exactly that. While I'm here, I might as well dump my junk in the chests. I think I've thrown away all the stone already. Oof. Running out of space for stone. Diorite always looks like bird dung to me. So there's that. Ore and iron. Actually, a pretty long ways away from the edge of the boat right now, so this is going to be a somewhat long ride. So I may as well turn my render distance up in the meantime, because the render distance with just 2 chunks render distance, you don't see very far at all, and on an ice boat, boats travel very, very quickly on ice, so you don't have a lot of time to react, especially if you're like me and being a bit of a distracted driver. So let's try to slow down a bit more smoothly than that. Anyways, well, the point is not to be slick. The point is to get from point A to point B as efficiently as possible. And I don't think I'm doing that particularly well. Or well at all. I seem to be running into every single opportunity to run off the road, run into the markers. Anyways, now that we're going a bit slower and have a tighter turn arc, hopefully we'll be able to navigate without trouble. And of course, the moment I finish saying that, I bump into the tree. Absolutely fantastic. Well, there's one way to determine which lily pads need to be gotten rid of. So, here we are in the tunnel. And there we go. There we go, there's that bridge done. Not the most comfortable headspace, but it'll do. Actually, I think this might actually be a shorter bridge. Well, let's try and give ourselves the free advantage possible. Pop, 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 pop. Got the bucket out, may as well refill it for next time. Something I haven't been doing. So let's get rid of the old bridge and implement something a bit more room for the boat to pass under. Oh, I've gotten rid of the... Oh, that's right, I placed all these slabs already. So, 3, 6, and that ought to be enough. Yes, because buy an egg. Anyway, so let's put this and plop. Oh, oops. There we go. There's the. And now we do the central span, and of course you could do a more graceful arc or whatever, but I am more inclined to just be done with it. Alright, so there's the bridges fixed up. So, actually before I forget, I want to mark the tunnels as being mine. So let's get over here and Sashna tunnel. Oops. And it's the 23rd, I believe. Yep. Blower up. Wax, and we are good. And I'll probably put a note beside one of the bridges saying that route there we go. bit cramped for space, but there we go. Anyways, before I start dawdling around doing absolutely nothing, it might pay to place some markers, get back into building stuff. So let's collect the boat. Oops. So let's plop that down. Oops, forgot to unsneak because I use toggle sneaking. So when I start diving, I have to actually remember to hit the key again to stop diving. Oop, that's getting a little far. There we go. So here's the other bridge. So herbalism score. Nope, we don't have Father's Diet, so this potato ought to be just 2.5. So all these progression mechanics and perks and time played ranks and now when you're on an alt, you of course don't have any of those perks. Actually, let's get back to shore because we need to figure out which way to head. Yeah, so just lightly go around the... So we want to just sort of lightly go around the island here. So a bit like so. Oh, just great. A drowned. Oh, a trident drowned. My favorite type of monster in the game. My favorite kind of monster in the game. In case the sarcasm isn't obvious enough, yes, I am being sarcastic. So I think I want to go in where the cliff arcs around. Yes, this is it. This is the spot. You don't even have the courtesy to give you some feathers or anything, just rotten old flesh. In case you don't understand the reference, before beta 1.8, zombies dropped feathers instead of rotten flesh. You'd think that when I'd mentioned feathers 5 seconds earlier, I'd be able to recall it instead of having it get stuck on the tip of my tongue for ages, but whatever. You know what I mean. I think I'll get those and stonify that. Anyway, so let's quickly insta-mine what we can and slow mine what we can't. Yes, indeed, Retro. Yes, indeed. Oh, accidentally dug a hole in the floor. That's the thing with insta-mine. There's little controlling where you mine. Yes, so it's nice and powerful because you know that's actually faster than how you mine in creative, but we have to click for every single block or mine with a delay, but it can certainly lead to trouble. But doesn't mean it isn't useful either. I mean, it is a game, it is meant to be somewhat challenging. Believe that not deferring chunk updates can help with little glitches like that. Yeah, because now it seems to be a lot more robust. So let's get back to dig because we're gonna. Looks like we're going taking the long route. Actually, Silky is taking a battering, so I might get my fortune ticket. Seeing the experience bar progress so much more quickly than when you have a high level is interesting as well, because the higher your level, the more experience you require to go up another level. So, you know, there's that. I believe that is the last tunnel I have to dig along the route. It's just smooth sailing from here. So, I'm going to go as that tunnel complete, and I'll mark it with another sign. Sashna tunnel. Should I use just my normal name or the name of the account I'm using? I don't know. Same thing either way, I guess. There we go. So let's try and coast past that little peninsula. So actually, let's make this nice and close so that you have a better chance of noticing it sooner, because this is a pretty sharp turn. And I'll do the same over here, keep it nice and close so that you can more quickly determine the route direction you should be, the general direction you should be heading. Floating island in the way. So I think I'll make that a little more out of the way. So I'll try to roughly bisect the strait. And get rid of that potentially annoying block of sand. Oh, forgot the lily pad. So let's see. Let's try and get a general sense of the path we should be following. So let's place a marker here. And then again, because we've changed direction yet again, let's try to keep this one close by. And now that players should know the rough way they're heading, we can afford to get a little more, we can afford to space them out more. Where are we at now? We should probably straighten out the angle a smidge. Not a big deal, so I think I'll go a bit here. There we go. There's the marker, and here we go. We're at the not much of it. Here's not terribly much. Let's see what I can do. That's a little more spacious, so here is my flower farm. Actually, I'm thinking of extending the boat route this way, so I think, so strictly speaking, I think I'll make some of the later markers white and just plain white. There we go. Now that also means that I need to place a sign. Oh, I don't have jump to, so let's just use basic top. So straight ahead is the flower farms. And I think I'll have to place one more marker, so I think I'll just sort of place it around here. So I've extended the boat route all the way to my flower farm. Now I need to figure out how best to link it up with Enog slime farm. So, because of course I want to make sure it's feasible for me to implement it and that players can use it pretty efficiently. So decisions. Look, spray lily pad. Because sort of my two main ideas are sort of hooking under the along the path into the swamp and then branching off from there, or branching off a little before this, a little earlier on. I'll probably have to break the map out for that to make sense. So over here I could place a dock here and have a walkway going through here, and that probably be a lot simpler for me to do. Or I could have players come in under here and go on the pier here. So let's see. If you're coming from spawn, that's pretty efficient, but otherwise you have to go a bit around. But here it's pretty steep, a pretty steep slope, and there's already stuff in the way, so I'm not sure if I can I think my tongue's gotten a bit swollen, and so I'm actually constantly biting it, which is not fun. Yes, so if we get closer to the facility, it's a really steep slope here, so you probably have to zigzag, and I don't think there's really a clean approach, so I think I'll actually bring in the path through here. Actually, I should probably discuss this with Oak Energ, actually. So, probably won't do that right now, actually. So, let me see what I can do. So I'll open the official map and try to wait for it to load in. Actually, I'll just take a screenshot of my mini map. And share and modify that for Energ. So give me just a tick. Actually, I think I'll. Ugh. I've got so many applications open right now, and so my computer is running real slow at the moment. So let me just take a shot. And modify it. I think blue mat's actually managed to load in. So I'll annotate the two paths I'm thinking of. So that's path A, and there's also path B, and I guess there's also another compromise I could do, which is path C, which will be path C. That's it. How should I link with the... So how should I link in a writer? Alright, so I've asked in general chat, so I'm not sure what I will do in the meantime. So, what else can I do? I guess I should probably head back to the ice fields and get ready to and try and work on the bridges some more. Yeah, that's actually no. I think I've had enough. Actually, I'm feeling a bit exhausted now, so I think I'll call the stream off. Goodbye, everyone.